So I'll just tell our story briefly from my perspective, because Eve's perspective is a little different. But so I remember meeting her at the concert. First off, she'll tell you I don't remember it, but I totally remember it.
I met Thomas at an outdoor concert that our mutual friend brought me to, and it was great, and it rained. But the only thing I remember about meeting Thomas is that he didn't even talk to me at all. He just said hi and then walked off and then never talked to me, and all the rest of his friends talked to me the whole time, and I was like, what the heck?
I wasn't ignoring her. I totally saw her and I thought she was way cool. First impression, I just was like, dang, she is really cool. That's the kind of person I want to be friends with.
We will cry, 'cause we belong here with the great Tetons.
Fall, I decided to move to Arizona. And 2 weeks before I moved, Jake, his roommate, invited me over for a game night, and I came over, but I was super late, and I walked in, and the game night was obviously over because no one else was there, and then Thomas was right there when I walked in.
She came in late, and I remember she just walked in the room and was just like, oh, Eve! I was thinking that, I didn't say that.
I totally remembered his name and everything, so I was like, it's that guy that ignored me.
I played off cool, I didn't really remember who she was.
And he was like, oh, who are you? And I was like, I knew you didn't know me.
But I was just like, oh, I totally forgot. The girl from the concert. This is going to be awesome.
We just hung out that night, and I just thought he was the nicest person ever. But, I didn't really think anything of it because I was moving in 2 weeks, and I was like, this is just great. Now I finally meet these really nice people and this really cool guy, and now I'm moving to Arizona where it's hot, and I just didn't know why that was happening, and I was super angry about it. We started hanging out a lot those 2 weeks before I moved to Arizona, and asked me for my Snapchat.
I asked for her Snapchat because I wanted to, be casual and just snap her and not text her.
And I said no.
And she said no, and I was like, whoa, fine then, whatever.
And then I immediately regretted it.
And then she felt bad or something, and so she gave me her Snapchat.
And so then later that night I was like, okay, now you can have my Snapchat because we're friends. And he was like, no, I don't want it anymore. And I was like, no, just give it to me.
We wandered lost beneath the lights. I felt small.
Friday night, I was dropping him off at his house, and he'd already stepped out of my car and half closed the door, and then he opened the door again and was like, wanna go on a date Saturday? And I was like, yeah, I do.
And it didn't go over very smoothly. I just kind of blurted it out.
But inside I was like, finally, you little...
Oh no, what did I do? I made a huge mistake. We went on the date and it just was amazing. We didn't do what we planned, and we just sat on my car, watched a thunderstorm. I kind of wanted to have that story of okay, I kissed a girl on the first date, things went that well. And so I remember after she went inside, I was just like, what just happened? I almost kissed her on the first date, and things are going way better than I ever imagined.
Some of my favorite things about Thomas that I hope he keeps doing forever are when he randomly he looks at me, and if we're holding hands or something, he kind of pushes me back so he can look at me, and he's just like, you are so pretty. It just is the cutest thing ever, and it makes me feel so pretty. And it's so, he does it at such random times. If a guy can make you feel like you are actually pretty, that's pretty miraculous.
You are gold.
I just decided to go for it. I'm just gonna do it. And it was very unlike me to do something like that, just to, I don't know, I feel like I'm a little more cautious, and so I just decided I couldn't let the opportunity pass by, so I had to make it happen. Definitely wanted to take her out again, but I didn't know how it would work out. Okay, so everyone says that they're lucky, that they got lucky or something, but I seriously got lucky. I remember when I first met her, and like when I was hanging out with her, I was like, she's the kind of girl I want. She's just so fun to be around. She's so smart, and she's just so attractive in the sense of the word. So a couple things surprised me about Eve. She was more adventurous than I was expecting, and maybe that sounds bad, but we went on this huge long hike, and I was getting tired, and she was just still springing her step, and we went swimming in this waterfall, and she wanted to jump from the waterfall, and she was just like way more adventurous than I was expecting, and that surprised me, but that was like perfect. That was another thing that I wanted. It's like, dang, this is gonna be fun. She can jump off waterfalls and go on hikes and do all these awesome things.
'Cause you are gold. You are all I see. You are a room scarce and meant for kings. You are gold.